I have a child and I built the business up that is mine, I own 50 to 45% of equity if I don't have other investors involved, or I'm not a public stock exchange. What I'm telling you is, regardless, if I'm 80 years old, I do not want to run this business. I'm not going to give it to somebody that I really don't know who will be qualified.
Right.
I ran this business and I created this because I started this in the back of my garage. So I'm gonna make sure that my family and my children are set up, even if they're not qualified. At the end of the day, it is what it is.
That's your first priority.
That's my first priority is my family. So regardless, everybody got to work for it. Cool. I had to work for it to build this motherfucker. I had to work for it to become Beyonce. So you think I'm gonna just give it to you because you work hard? Yeah, I respect your work ethic. That's why you get an opportunity to be able to present yourself.
And I ain't mad at that.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing with passing down ownership.
Yeah,
obviously,
I'm not mad at that.
Obviously, your ownership is going to pass down to
your
kids.
child.
You know what I mean? The problem is that, and this is why I said that's how a lot of businesses wind up failing, is because they will put their kids in positions that their kids are not qualified for to be in, to make leadership decisions for the business.
Well, that's parenting. That's
and then what happens is that the person who is qualified, the person who is qualified,
you need to be honest with your kids.
Yeah,
that's exactly why
I think y'all agree, but you're just making two different points.
It's two different points.
Yeah,
I agree with what y'all saying.
Yeah, I think y'all both agree.
Yeah, obviously you're gonna always give your kid is gonna be the owner of said business coming.
And if I was Beyonce, I'm like,
you gonna put your daughter on? She was
Blue Ivy gonna be as a writer on every song, on every album, get credits on everything.
I don't care. Everything that's rolling out.
Everything that's rolling out.
Yeah.
But I would say
dancing, the only problem I have with that though is I think
it's cute, but
I think it's negligible at best, because to give your kid writer's credit over music, even like say for instance, like just to put them on there, right?
It's a way for them to generate income in the future,
but the income already come. Like, think of it this way: if my kid is on a song with me, right? I don't actually need my kid to do any writing on that song. I could have did the writing myself, and I still get the same check.
Because regardless, the money is still going to be generated.
The money's coming right back to the same spot anyway. So me putting my kid,
what if you die?
You're not here anymore.
But even if I die,
royalties and
my royalties go straight to my kids.
Yeah, it goes to the child.
Them having their name.
It's written that way, but that's not ownership.
But why not get two checks? Why not get two checks?
Because it's really not.
They gain ownership of your name once you pass.
Royalties are different than ownership. If royalties are
all
different,
of that stuff is separated in music, y'all. All of it is separated. Yeah, it's separated.
But when you talk about, that's why when Michael Jackson, you heard that when it's talking about buying the catalog and all that, the catalog is a big thing because that's ownership of the catalog. That's different.
Yeah.
So when you put their name on it,
so them having
exactly.
But the thing is though, the thing is though, his family did own it. They sold it.
Oh, they sold it. Okay.
They sold it. But no, what like?
But look at Justin Bieber. He just sold his catalog. Justin Bieber just sold his catalog. He don't have any kids, right?
No.
So where's that money going?
To the he got
it's
his
gone.
check. Yeah,
he got his check and it goes to whoever the family that owns
constant cash flow that will come to his future children.
But after a certain period of time, if those streams and dividends, like it's not like a song that's like Rihanna, We Found Love in a Hopeless Place, or like what Lil Jon Shots. Those songs are international songs. They play all over the world. They play house music and things like that. They're playing in multiple sections,
right?
Or even like in small department stores. After a while, Justin Bieber's like "Baby, Baby, Baby." That's probably his only main international song.
Justin Bieber got a
huge catalog.
I did not say that he didn't have a big catalog. I'm talking about on a grander scale, right?
For him to see royalties throughout into perpetuity.
That would probably be one of the primary, not the only, but probably one of the top 5 primary he would generate majority of his income from. But if you're talking about the fact that was even on a label, he probably never generated much from it anyway.
But y'all, songs come back around though. Like songs,
if people sample
songs
them
from the 80s, right, are used in commercials. 30
them.
years that you thought you were never gonna hear that song
again. But somebody has to be willing to take it and sample it.
But the thing about it is though, what
you never
we're saying,
know.
what the issue is, the artist coming up, their first few hits, they never owned them. They weren't independent.
Right.
It wasn't there. So it's like the little money that they got off
Like,
of it was probably
so
from
for instance,
tours
even like
and
Blue
merch.
Ivy getting having her name on the track doesn't really matter because her parents already own the rights to the song. Like
It don't
all
matter.
that music that she's making, Beyonce's making, she ain't under no record label making that music. That's all her. So your kid,
She does have deals with record labels.
No, I think she got a distribution deal, but I think she owns the masters to her music.
Yeah, after
Not
her,
all
her
like
dad,
after Lemonade and all that. I think she owns the
after
masters.
her and her dad separated ways, Jay-Z is now her partner.
Yeah.
Jay-Z replaced her dad.
So her putting her kid on the song don't really matter because her kid owns the song anyway.
But Sweeney, she put her name on the song for a reason. She didn't do it
just in case.
She just didn't do it just to do it.
Well, I mean, if she sells the music, then obviously your kid would need to be on the song for them to continue to receive royalties.
I can see the purpose of it,
but
right?
if you never sell the music, it's counterproductive because you already own the music. So anybody that comes in and like, if I go, like for instance, if you saying I'm putting my kid on a song because one day I may die one day, so I'm gonna put them on a song that I own to give them writer's credit. The only way that writer's credit actually means something is if the music no longer belongs to my kid.
Right, and who's to say that she won't do what everyone else is doing and sell their catalog off 30 years from now? So if she decides to do that 30 years from now and get a $500 million paycheck from it, then Blue Ivy will still be paid after that sale is done. After that ink is dry, Beyonce will get her big payday and Jay-Z will get her payday, but then Blue Ivy will still benefit from that song being used.
But that's why I said that's the only way it would make sense. Me personally, though, I'm like, let your kid keep the.
But overall,
I'd rather you just own the music.
Overall, I'm not gonna hold you. Music aside, I do feel like Black people need to opt back into nepotism. Yeah. And nepotism, for many reasons, was the one thing that helped strengthen the Black community. Right. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, especially for Black people, we are the most individualistic community. Anybody who grew up in the household, you can have 3 kids that grow up in the house. They can all say they want to do different things, and everybody's gonna push, support, and back it whatever way. The kids follow their dreams. And I do feel like that has been the most counterproductive thing to our progression. Right. Because when you losing family, losing family, what do you call it? Businesses, and you're losing family property and stuff like that.
There is no legacy.
Right. It also stops the children from having to come together and discuss actual financial decisions.
Right. True. And even teaching them, that's why I said, let's go back to the parenting, right? When you talk about putting them, like when big businesses put their children in there and they not qualified. But it's like that goes back to the parenting. If I built this business up, my son or daughter may want to do something different, but I have to, at an early age, I have to show them, like Will Smith, and I'm terrible with their names, but their children, they were showed and exposed to that at an early age, right? So they want to. I want to be an actor.
Yeah, Jaden has his own water.
I like especially growing up in LA. It's nothing but swag and art. It's an artistic type of vibe in LA. So you got to understand, like when they're exposed to that, and then when you walk out and you living in Beverly Hills, and you living in those places, like it's going down to Melrose, you seeing a lot of different type of swag, different type of, like it's an artistic type of area down there in Hollywood, more specifically in LA. So when you get in that type of vibe and you exposed to that, it can transform them to want to do what, like I said, daddy and mommy did, versus you have like families that grow up in the hood or in the suburbs, right? And they want to start a whatever business that they start. If they're not exposing them, say, hey, come work for this. Come, let me show you this. Come do the books. Come do this. Little small things to teach them responsibility, right? Financial literacy, and all these other things that come with owning a business. It's going to shape their mind